What up, guys, and welcome back to Thomas Reacts here on the 360 Experience with myself, Thomas Maba. So as many people know it, that today on the 30th of August 2023, the former Secretary-General of African National Congress, Mr. Ace Magashule, he has launched his new political party that is called the African Congress for Transformation. So today, guys, it has been a very interesting day to see many people actually react to what they think is going to happen with Ace Magashule and his new political party, the African Congress for Transformation. A lot of people have said that Ace Magashule is not going to succeed with this party. Other people are calling him the new age terror. That's what people are saying. And other people are saying that Ace Magashule has a potential of actually growing. Looking at how many people love him actually in the Free State, people say that Ace Magashule has a potential of growing his party. Some people say that he's coming back with a vengeance, just like Julius Malema after the ANC expelled him. Julius Malema, the ANC kicked him out. Then he went out and started the EFF, and today the EFF is giving the African National Congress a run for its money. So people are quite divided when it comes to Ace Magashule. So today I have this reaction video from the current Secretary-General of African National Congress, Mr. Fikile Mbalula, Mr. Razmataz, Mr. Fear Fokol. He had some few words for Ace Magashule, because if you watched today's press conference when Ace Magashule launched these new political parties, he didn't hold back when he was talking about the African National Congress. So Fikile Mbalula, Mr. Razmataz, felt like it was within his right to actually fire back at Ace Magashule and to remind the people that the African National Congress is in charge. No matter what people are saying, that is the fact that the ANC is in charge.
This is not new. We are the incumbent. We are in charge. We run the country. Everybody, when they open their mouth, they do the easiest and the lazy job of complaining and attacking the incumbent. That's why people are forming political parties like mushrooms, because they've got hope that if they criticize the ANC about the defects in terms of governance, they will make it at least one seat in parliament, at least 2 seats, family, husband and wife, and all of that. So they are...
And speaking about these political parties that are mushrooming out of everywhere, don't you think, guys, that is the ANC's fault? Don't you think if the ANC was a party that was actually working for South Africans, the party that was fixing the infrastructure, the party that was providing the best education, the party that was giving the people the best health care, don't you think if the ANC was actually the party that was working for the people, do you think that today we would have so many political parties? Do you think that, because personally I believe that this is the ANC's fault, because the ANC, they've had a chance of actually impressing South Africans and showing South Africans that you don't need another political party. We are the ANC. We've got everything under control. But if you look right now at our country, you look at the infrastructure, you look at our education system, you look at our health care, you look at our unemployment rate, you look at the suicide, you look at crime, everything is worse under the ANC, and all of these things are happening under the ANC. So don't you think that it's partly the ANC's fault that today we have so many political parties that are appearing out of nowhere, because people need to voice themselves, because people have said that we don't need so many political parties. I've heard people saying that we don't need so many political parties, but I've also heard people saying that what do you expect people to do if the current political parties does not give them what they want? So that's why I believe that this is partly ANC's fault, because if ANC had everything under control, there wouldn't be no need for all of these political parties. But here we are today with 100,000 political parties. I don't even know how people are going to vote in 2024. You look at African Transformation Movement, you look at African Congress for Transformation, African National Congress. How are people going to vote in 2024? It's a mockery, guys. It's a mockery. You look at what's happening in South Africa, it is a mockery. Because it's almost as if all of these politicians, they don't want to work together to provide solutions for the people, but everyone wants power for themselves. So guys, what do you think about all of these political parties that are appearing everywhere? Do you think that is the good thing for South Africa, or do you think that we don't need all of these political parties? What do you think, guys?
I'm hoping for that. With what we see, the shenanigans of Magashule, it's not new. Magashule has long worked inside the ANC for the proliferation of political parties. He formed them. ATM was formed by him.
What?
And that decision was taken somewhere in a hotel in Durban. And then that is why he formed a party called ACT. When they formed ATM, the first option was ACT. And then they resorted to the name ATM later. That's why the colors are similar. It's one and the same thing. With some priest from Eastern Cape. When he saw people coming to pray, he thought about a political party. And then he called it ATM. He was assisted by Magashule. And then they formed a lot of political parties that were going to eat from the ANC. That was the objective, with the aim of ensuring that that will lead to the removal of Cyril Ramaphosa as the president. So that's why Ace, when he came into office, the first thing he said to ANC members, give me 5 years. And where is that 5 years now? He's out and he has formed a party. So that's why Fikile answered him and said, Uzabebu upie nankule 5 years.
Guys, am I the only one who feels like Fikile Mbalula is a bit scared of all these political parties, especially the small ones? Is Fikile Mbalula scared? Is the African National Congress scared? Because it makes no sense. Why is Fikile Mbalula on the stage talking about Ace Magashule's party when they are going to 2024? They should be focusing all their energies into promoting the African National Congress. But I don't think going on stage to talk about other people's parties, it's actually doing a good thing for the ANC. So is Fikile Mbalula actually scared of Ace Magashule? Is Fikile Mbalula scared of Julius Malema? Is he scared of all these smaller political parties? They call them small political parties. That's what they call them. But it sounds like he is scared. It sounds like these people are actually concocting something that is actually going to take down the ANC. And now they are ranting about it.
I niggas about Jengonopala, who was elected by everybody at conference, and then he gives people ultimatums. So there is nothing new there. They are not going to offer anything. They will do the laziest job of critiquing the ANC without giving an alternative. The moon shoot.
But Fikile Mbalula is telling the truth, guys. On that part, I'm not saying that I agree with him on everything that he says. That people like to criticize the ANC, but they don't want to give people actually they don't want to provide solutions for what they think it could be. They just like talking about what ANC is doing wrong, but they don't want to provide solutions. That's what all these political parties are doing, and it is so easy to criticize the ANC, man. But I don't feel like South Africans need that right now. I feel like South Africans right now, they need someone who's going to give them their policies and tell them how they are going to do things different right now. Because complaining about the ANC, man, like, people know that people know everything that the ANC is doing. So going out there and telling people about what the ANC is doing, I don't think it's actually doing you any favor, because I believe that right now South Africans need someone to provide them with a real alternative. Instead of just going there to criticize the ANC, someone who gives them alternatives. I feel like that's what South Africans are needing right now. All of these people who are complaining, just like the citizens, I don't feel like they are doing anything good for their own parties.
Arrangement is a conglomeration and the coming together of old chaps who used to work together in the old order. We liberated them. But they now call them moonshoot, with a view to unseat the African National Congress. Autonomy. That's like we dismissed.
It's like the ANC is seeing its death, guys. Fikile Mbalula sounds like someone who knows that the ANC is going to fall. And there's absolutely nothing they can do about it. That's what he sounds like. Because I don't understand why he invested so much energy into talking about Magashule and into telling people that Magashule is not going to do anything for them. So what is it exactly that the ANC is doing for the people? That is the question. If you're going to come out there and start saying that Ace Magashule is not going to do anything for the people, what is it exactly that the ANC is doing for the people? Because I remember, like, earlier, or a few days back, Fikile Mbalula was talking about the fact that the ANC has given people grants, the ANC has given people RDP houses. People are complaining about the fact that the ANC is doing nothing for them, but they are getting grants with their 3 children. People are complaining about the ANC is doing nothing, but they are living in the RDP houses. So I was like, what kind of a strategy is that, guys? Do you think that is a good thing to actually campaign on telling people that you have 17 million people who are depending on the grants? Why would you go out there and tell people that you have 17 million people who are depending on the grants? Isn't that a sign that as a government you are failing? Because instead of providing people with employment, instead of creating an environment where businesses can thrive in South Africa, you're telling us about grants. So don't you think that going out there to tell the people that the ANC is providing all these grants for people, it's a sign of failure? That's according to me, guys. That's according to me. ANC going to the people and telling them that we have 17 million people in South Africa. 17, like guys, do you know how many is 17 million people who are depending on grants? And I don't feel like that's what people want. People don't want to live on grants. That's people don't want that. People want to work hard for their own for their own families. People want to provide for their own families. So, but I don't think that going around telling people that the ANC is giving people grants, I don't think it's actually working, particularly in the ANC's favor. I don't think that is something that the African National Congress should actually proud themselves with. I honestly don't think so. I don't think so. So that's why I'm saying, like, why is Fikile Mbalula so invested into all of these political parties instead of just looking at what the ANC is doing? That's what I feel, guys. That's what I feel.
Doing to people. That is within your right and your autonomy. That's like we dismissed one person who formed a political party. So NUM did not say, why do you dismiss him? We dismissed him because he's not even a factory fault. He was not supposed to be born in the ANC. He was not supposed to be born in the ANC. The ANC does not deserve such people. Now, the renewal process cleanses itself. It's like the sea. Kancane, comrades. We are getting there. And
guys, they are talking about the renewal. Do you believe that the ANC is currently going under renewal? I don't think so, guys, man. I mean, recently, even the former president, Thabo Mbeki, spoke about this. He said that it's going to be so hard for him to campaign for the ANC because the ANC has failed to renew itself. That's what he said. That's what the former president said. And he said that this has been the ANC's policy for the past 15 years, I think. But they failed to do that. What is it that they can point, that they can say, okay, guys, this is what we have done to show you guys that we are serious about renewal? What about all of those guys who were accused of all sorts of crimes? They're in state capture. They are still there in the ANC, in the executive. Some of these guys are now ministers. Some of them are working with the president. So what is it that the ANC has done to actually to show South Africans that they have renewed themselves? What is it that they have done?
We will not even talk about these things. We are very elated because all the people who are giving us trouble inside, now the renewal process cleanses them, and then they can go do their shenanigans where they belong. So we are very elated about that. The good will remain, and they will sustain and defend the revolution. Better few than, yeah. So that is what is important. We're not dismissing anyone. We appreciate the fact that NUM can brief us, and if we have views, we can share with NUM. But NUM as an organization, we respect it as an organization in terms of its decisions and the decisions that you can take. So we respect that part as an organization. So we don't intend to put our hands as an organization. So a view expressed by the national chair elsewhere is probably his feelings. And you get to see comrades sometimes without applying the proper tools of analysis. A comrade will tell you that, no, the organization is engaged in coalitions or whatever that is the case. And comrades even confuse themselves about what will happen in this country in 2024. If you know what will happen in this country, you will understand that there will be no government in this country without the ANC, and the ANC leading that particular government. And the ANC will work for its majority. You know what is confusing counter-revolution, and including these mushrooming individuals who are breaking away from us. Magashule is not a breakaway, we dismissed it. And then he went to form a party. Malema is not a breakaway, he was dismissed in the ANC. He was expelled.
Tell him.
So what gives these political parties and counter-revolution hopes is this snap election that we had in this country, 2021. And I want to share with you a few facts about it. When we went to that election, and through the decision of the Constitutional Court that determined the date and the period, that meant that the ANC and the alliance are in trouble. You will remember that. And first, among others, the ANC did not register or registered, but there were issues in terms of candidates' registration. We had to fight that battle because it meant, in terms of the rules, you have lost the elections before you start. That is what it meant. But if you go to the content of the moonshoot, you will realize that that thing is anti-worker. It's anti all the progressive policies that we've got. That's what it is. I mean, you can look at them where they govern, how they treat workers. You know the challenges that face the taxi industry in our country. But how they are treated in the Western Cape, don't think is the same as in Johannesburg and other provinces. That because taxi industry operates in the fringes of the informal economy, and then you think that it is justified to what the DA is doing to them in the Western Cape. There, your car is impounded just for smoking alone inside the car.
I feel like right now Mbalula is so concerned about all of these things besides the ANC. So guys, I think from here is just going to talk about all of this moonshot. I'm not interested in that. What do you think about this reaction from Fikile Mbalula about Ace Magashule saying that Ace Magashule is not going to succeed? The ANC, they are in charge and they will remain in charge. So guys, please tell me what you think. Drop those comment line and don't forget to hit that like button, guys. And the most important part, guys, please subscribe. My name is Thomas Mabaso and I will see you next time. Bye bye.